Kevad, to be made heavy, like the heart of Paro, Kevad lev Paro, Akvedus rachok mashinoim. The concept of heaviness is far from from changes. It's the concept of immovable, shuatanua v'ha ispilus, which is the idea of movement and arousal, shari inyan kalhu hamemaher lihisna nea, because the concept of light is what is swift to move around. V'chin nashim daitan kalos lispatos, so to women's knowledge or minds are easily seduced, and they change easily, miskashrusa, from its attachment to a certain idea. V'akovid hu hepech mizeh, and the heaviness is opposite from this. She'ein daito kal lishtanos, that his mind is not easy to change, like we're saying by Paro, that he was covered, he was heavy, that he did not want to change. Mimuhuso, from his essence, zeu kovid even, and this is the idea of the heaviness of the stone, like kovid even v'natolachol. Heaviness of the stone is that it's not immovable. Elu Yisrael, that refers to Israel. Even, that what is the stone? Av ubinyan is the father, av ubenin, and the father and the sons. Koach ha'av shebeben is the strength of the father and the son. So our strength of Yisrael, the strength of the Jewish nation, comes from our father. That's the concept of Evan, of the stone. Av ubenin, the concept of the father and the sons. Avram and Avram is called the head of the rocks and so forth. Like the concept of the rock that's called a tzor, which means a strong rock. The va'ayin b'rabos bo, Parshat vav v'dav kuf lamed amud beis mizeh, v'ini al derech zeh, similarly l'mayla, above, v'ini hareini nas kevodecha. When Moshe asks, show me please your honor, your heaviness, ki ani havaya lo shanisi. Why is that? What's the concept of Hashem's honor? Because Hashem, it says, I am Hashem, I have not changed. She'enu mishtane, that Hashem does not change, v'lo mispayel, and is not aroused in his essence. B'eder Rabba daf kuf kav ches amud beis. It's brought in the Idra Rabba of Naso Mocha Stima Daitei Sasim V'Shachichulu, that it says the hidden wisdom, it's knowledge of that's hidden and quiet and so forth, like dregs on its wine that sits Hepech Mimichinas Daskal, the opposite of light knowledge, Atara Dikvurachulu, which is the crown of strictness and so forth, of strength. V'harambam b'more nevuchim perush inyan yashav shene'amar lamayla al b'chinas lo shanisichulu. And the Rambam explains the concept of sitting, that it says above, on the idea of I have not changed, al b'chinas lo shanisichulu, that it says yeshiv Hashem, that when it says Hashem sits, it doesn't mean literally, but it's a concept of that it means to say that Hashem is heavy, so to speak, and doesn't change. That the concept of when that's Moshe asking, show me your kvedus, your heaviness, so to speak. This idea of lo shanisi, nikra b'chinazu kavod hepech hakalus. Therefore, this concept is called honor, the opposite of lightness. Its honor is the opposite of light. Gam mailas hakoved. So to the greatness of heaviness of heavy. Al derech mashkasu b'mishnah perek beis Avos, like it's brought in the Mishnah Avos. Im yehiu kol chachmei Yisrael b'kaf moznaim. You have the concept of honor of the chachamim, that if all of the sages of Israel were in to be measured on a scale, and the palm of one of the sides of the scale, but Eliezer ben Horkanos bekaf shnia, and Eliezer ben the son of Horkanos was on the other palm. Machrias kulam, he'll weigh them all. from his heaviness. Hari is the beginning Kevad Evan. It's the concept of the heaviness of the stone. Look what's brought about the idea of the weight, the stone to weigh. Da Yud, it's the concept of the Yud, either of Chachma or the Chatzi Shekel and so forth. Shekafi Erech Kevad Ha'evan, that you're measuring Israel with the Chatzi Shekel, the Avna Lemishkel Da Yud, the Chatzi Gera, the Esrim Gera, and the Chatzi Shekel is the 10, the Yud. Shekafi Erech Kevad Ha'evan, that it seems to be connected to the idea. That just like the heaviness of the stone, so too it correspondingly lifts up the side that's opposite it, which is the concept of the elevation of the other side, the klipas noga, that when you have the honor of Hashem and the kavod chachamim, that weighs down, so that elevates the opposite side correspondingly. And the opposite of this in klippa is the heaviness of the heart. The concept of strong of heart in the Gemara, that they're not aroused from divinity and so forth. Like Paro, who did not want to change because he did not know Hashem, and that's a concept of heaviness of heart, meaning it didn't change. Like we can explain, like it's brought on what it says. Praise Hashem, all the nations. That just like you have emotions, attributes that in holiness beyond intellect, bechinas ahavaraba, the concept of great love. And they are the 13 attributes of mercy. So do you have in klippa this opposite, the beyond intellect, and that's actually below intellect, not according to the rules of intellect. That is to say that the intellect does not rule over them, does not affect them, and like the concept of conquering and stubbornness. So to somebody who does an avera and does it again, it becomes like permissible for them, even though they know it's wrong. So to you have the concept of honor and the encompassing ideas of klippa, like Paro, that didn't want to listen to Hashem for no reason. According to intellect and knowledge, it would make sense to listen to Hashem. And this is the concept of coarseness, and he called gay shota, because anyone who lifts himself up is also foolish. So what does this mean? That you're not listening to intellect because you've made yourself haughty, and you have the concept of makif, of klippa, that you don't want to listen, and so it's beyond intellect or below intellect. This is why the evil inclination, the bad inclination, is called the old foolish king. Why is zaken? Because zaken is the concept of the beard, which corresponds with the 13 decorations of the beard, which are emotions that are not according to intellect. And so too you have the Yetzer Hara, who has this concept of has a beard, which corresponds with the idea of not according to intellect. And Vizeu Kvad Paro, and this is Paro's heart was heavy, because the heart is the dwelling place of wisdom. Like the idea of wise of heart. The pasuk Chacham Lev Yikach mitzvos, he'll take mitzvos. Which is not the case with the liver or the heaviness. And through the idea of I will make heavy Paro, or I will become honored through Paro. It's the revelation of Hashem's honor, Yikar Elyon, supernal honor. Like it says, when you push the other side, you lift up the honor, the Yikara, the kavod of the Kodesh Baruch Hu. The Chabda Befaro, my Mashakaz will be Azorish, Pashas Yisur Samach Zain Beis.